In 2021, Noah moved into a historic house built in 1887. Shortly after settling in, he began to experience paranormal events. The man saw shadows moving out of the corner of his eye and found doors he had left closed mysteriously open when he returned home. Investigating the history of the property, Noah discovered that the house originally belonged to Judson Hood, a former mayor of Lancaster, South Carolina. And most disturbing of all 4 members of his family died within those same walls. The mayor's wife, Mary Pugh Hood, died in October of 1917 after falling down the stairs, the same place where most of the strange phenomena are now happening. One night, Noah woke up because of some noises and decided to record them with his phone.
Hey, if you can hear me, please stop. Why are you going faster? Oh, damn, no.
In the clip, you can hear loud bangs coming from the first floor near the stairs, which suddenly stop. This chilling event would repeat every few nights.
If you can, please stop. I'm trying to sleep.
Fed up with the nightly banging, he finally went down one night to investigate. While he was on the first floor, something terrifying happened to him.
Are you trying to tell me something? Or are you just interested in bothering me further?
If you listen closely to the recording, you can hear a disembodied voice whispering something like a hello right next to him. The strange events continued for almost 3 years, until, for unknown reasons, a fire broke out in the house. A rug suddenly caught fire out of nowhere, and fortunately, someone passing by saw it, and the fire was quickly extinguished without causing serious damage. The firefighters investigated thoroughly, but couldn't find the fire's cause. Adding this to all the other inexplicable events, Noah began to seriously fear for his own life. He believed that Mary's spirit was still in the house and that it had caused the fire in an attempt to end his life. Realizing the seriousness of the situation, Noah decided to move out before it was too late, and without a doubt, it was a very wise decision. Shortly after the new owners moved in, tragedy struck again. A massive fire completely destroyed the house, leaving only the charred remains. Once again, no one could determine the cause. The only thing known is that it started around 3 in the morning. Fortunately, the new family managed to get out safely. The Hood family appears to remain linked to that place, even after death. What do you think? A mother in the United States says she was reviewing her home's security camera footage when she caught a chilling moment with her young son. One night, the boy suddenly gets distracted and points toward the hallway door. The boy insists to his mother that someone is there. But as you can clearly see on the camera, the door is completely closed and there's no one around. The boy keeps pointing as if he's seeing something, or someone that the camera simply can't capture. In Arizona, a mother named Dakota was living a nightmare. Her young daughter suffered from what seemed to be night terrors, waking up every night screaming in panic, terrified by something she saw in her room. Worried, Dakota searched for answers on the internet, where most people assured her that it was just night terrors, a very common phase in children. At first, she tried to convince herself that it was just a passing phase, but everything changed when her daughter started talking to me, someone or something inside the house. That was when Dakota began to record unexplainable events.
My daughter began talking to someone, greeting things that are about 7 feet tall. Everyone tells me that's something normal as kids grow up, or maybe it's because her father and I are arguing. I just ignored it. The toys turn on by themselves.
First, one of her daughter's toys turned on violently by itself. She didn't think much of it, assuming it could be a malfunction with the toy. However, the phenomenon started to repeat itself with other toys.
I have a post on Facebook and I'm like, hey guys, does anyone know why this would happen? And a lot of people are telling me it's because of radio waves. And some say they're designed to attract the child's attention. So I let it go. I thought maybe it was designed to do that, or maybe it was the radio, so I didn't give it much importance. But it didn't just happen once. There were many times. I have many occasions on camera where this happened. A toy goes off and I'm like, no, I won't let it do that, and I threw it away the next day. This toy played about 17 different Fisher-Price songs and said things like, oh, blah, 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 it's the color. Instead, what it did was, ha, 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 ha. No, I threw it away. I threw it away so fast, and the next day, a different toy, and I threw it away. I didn't plan to throw them away, but I did each time. A different toy would go off for 6 days. A different toy would turn on. On this piano, you have to play multiple places. You can't just play one spot and have the rest move. You have to play multiple places. This piano goes do-do-do-da. It just sounds...
Intrigued and scared, Dakota decided to install security cameras all over her house. Shortly after, one of the cameras captured something absolutely terrifying. In the kitchen, a bowl flies off a shelf, falling to the floor without anyone touching it. But if you look closely, you can see what appears to be a pale, thin hand coming out from inside the cabinet, pushing the bowl before disappearing. The creepiest part happens right after. The family's 2 dogs come over to investigate the noise. But a third figure, pale gray and hairy, pokes its head out from behind the sofa right next to the dogs. Surprisingly, they don't seem to notice that presence.
And you watch this video and it's a demon baby. It disguised itself as a baby. It's the size of my toddler, it has half a face, and it has hair. My daughter was bald and looked like that, so who is this baby with hair on my couch when I just left and saw no one? Seeing that scared me because something is in my house. Something is trying to torment my little girl. She's experiencing night terrors, which don't just disappear in children. Night terrors are a spiritual illness.
The story gets even darker. Dakota had to make the heartbreaking decision to put down one of his dogs after it became extremely aggressive. It even attacked a neighbor and growled at his own daughter with tearful eyes. Dakota is convinced that the dog wasn't growling at the girl, but at the entity that was stalking her. The constant stress of seeing this demonic figure day after day would have been the cause of that behavior.
You asked if I was sure I didn't have another animal. I was certain the only 2 animals I had were the ones you saw on the couch. That kind of got up to investigate this comment right here that it's scary that my dog didn't notice it. That was my first thought, because I thought that Kids and animals were both susceptible and sensitive to the spiritual realm. I guess not all the time. I guess. Same with the fact that spirits aren't here 24/7. Kids may not see it all the time, but they do see it occasionally. I think that's what happened with my dogs. I think they sensed it from time to time because, unfortunately, I actually had to put my dog Gray down. When I ended up having to put her down because she showed signs of aggression, she ended up attacking my neighbor, and we tried to get her help. We didn't have enough money for a trainer, and we didn't have the resources. The final decision came when she growled at my daughter with whale eyes, growling at my toddler. I thought she wanted my daughter's toy, so I stood between her and my child. I took the toy from my baby and asked, "Do you want this?" And she looked past me to continue growling at my daughter. And after seeing this video, because I thought maybe she was just reactive and uncomfortable with my child, but I don't think that it was my child. After seeing this video, I'm convinced that it was this entity that was attached or following my daughter around that. Was it growling because it wanted to attack or because it was just scared?
Dakota firmly believes that both her dog's aggression and her daughter's night terrors are connected to this presence. But in the end, the question remains, what or who is that entity? Until there are new updates, the mystery continues. This chilling clip was filmed by a guy who was driving through the empty city streets late at night. On one of the turns, he and his friends see something strange right in front of their car.
Guys, this has been the weirdest night of my life. I don't even know what to say. Bro, did you see that? What is that? What the hell is that, bro? Do you see that, bro? Hey, do you want to go out? Do you want to go out? Is this... What the hell? What the hell is that? Are you seeing that?
Yeah, I see it.
What the hell, bro?
There's a strange basket in the middle of the road, but that's not even the scariest part. At the end of the alley, there's a terrifying woman dressed in white. She doesn't just scare the boys, she literally leaves them paralyzed. Her body looks unnaturally twisted, and you can't tell if she's some kind of ghost, or if it's the hardships of life, debts, work, or family that have turned her into this. The recording just suddenly cuts off, leaving us with many more questions than answers. There is abundant evidence, including videos, photos, and eyewitness accounts of extraterrestrials. And here's another recent clip that appeared on the internet not long ago. Let's take a look at it. If this is just a prop or someone's art project, then the quality is frighteningly good. Yellow teeth sticking out, huge bulging eyes tightly shut. Everything about it looks incredibly realistic. No expert has commented on this video yet, so I'm curious to know what you all think. It's about 3 a.m. A man walks home alone on a quiet street. Everything seems completely normal, until suddenly, an old ice cream truck slowly passes by him. But if you look closely at the back of the truck, you can see something strange. A woman appears to be sitting there, but her face is completely blank. No eyes, nose, or mouth. Just a pale, featureless shape staring straight ahead. Some believe it could be a mask or maybe a strange camera glitch. However, others think that what was captured is something much darker. A faceless spirit traveling in the back of a truck in the middle of the night. This chilling video was filmed by Franco, the popular YouTuber behind Franco Television. In his videos, he leads followers on dark tours of America's most haunted places. Brave and fearless, Franco never refuses a challenge, but this night, he faces something unexpected. Franco decided to explore a cemetery in Chile alone, which is famous not only for its ghost stories, but also for being a constant target of thieves who desecrate graves to steal objects. As you can imagine, it's not exactly the kind of place anyone would want to be at nightfall. But that was exactly Franco's plan.
I got it. I gained access to a cemetery. It's ridiculously hard to find a cemetery that's accessible at night, especially in Chile. But luckily, I knew someone who knows someone who eventually got me access to this place. Behind me is a vast cemetery, just the start, as it seems endless. However, it's extremely dangerous to be back there, because people come here all the time stealing and stuff. The problem with this place is that the law doesn't protect me here. So it's hard for me to defend myself, because if I defend myself, I'll go to jail, straight to jail. I hope nothing bad occurs. I'm not sure what the universe has in store for me in this place, but that being said, let's move on.
He received a special permit to enter the place, which is usually locked at night to deter vandals. From the beginning, he makes it clear that it wasn't a safe environment, but he was willing to take the risks and even try some kind of spiritual contact. What he didn't know was that night surprises awaited him that went far beyond what he expected.
I'm running through the cemetery, and the shadows, practically shadow people. Everything you would see in a cemetery at night technically happens here. Look at that. I don't even know what the heck that is, but it scared me a lot. Apparently these are also built all over the cemetery, and I feel like they're built just to scare you. I think that's a statue. Jesus Christ, that's horrifying. Yeah, that's a statue. Look at this. Is that creepy or what?
At one point, he comes across a life-size statue next to a grave. For a few seconds, Franco really thought it was a person watching him, and a chill ran down his whole body. These sculptures are usually used to scare away grave robbers, but at night, with that atmosphere, it's impossible not to mistake it for a real presence.
Every now and then it sounds... Well, I have to stay focused because my own mind can easily confuse me, and, yeah, my own mind will confuse me. And then I end up looking around all the time, and it might be nothing. All of that is part of doing this alone, because you get scared half the time. Sometimes it's all in your head. Being able to tell the difference.
As he moves through the cemetery, the feeling of unease only grows stronger. Franco tries to stay calm and think rationally so he doesn't let fear take over. But, as he himself admits, it's difficult when you're alone in a place like this. And even worse when the unexpected starts to happen. He sets up his paranormal investigation equipment, and that's when the first phenomena start to happen.
Is that you making noises around me? It's very dark here with no moonlight, so I can't see anything unless I have infrared light. Chance of seeing anything unless I have an infrared light. Not sure if you can hear it, but I'm hearing random things.
Suddenly, distant voices and children's laughter come from the devices. Until a few minutes ago, the environment was completely silent, but as soon as Frank turned on the equipment, the sounds got louder and louder, as if something wanted to get his attention.
Why would they run here? No, I didn't. I'm not sure if you heard, but I just heard a small laugh. That sounded like laughter. Oh, that was creepy. I literally heard a laugh. Why would they run in here?
The YouTuber starts asking questions out loud, and suddenly, a strange laugh echoes near him. It would be proof that the stories about the cemetery were true. However, as quickly as it appeared, silence returned to reign. The devices stopped picking up anything, as if the presence had vanished. After waiting about 10 minutes without any other sign, Franco puts away the equipment and continues exploring. Little did he know that this was only the beginning of a night marked by disturbing events.
There's so much noise it's hard to tell, like someone could approach me right now. And I think it's part of the surrounding sounds. I don't know. Oh my god, my imagination is going crazy right now.
What the hell was that?
Did you guys hear that? That sounds like something moving. Literally right in front of me.
With every step, Franco has the feeling that he's not alone. His intuition warned him, and this time he was right. As he crosses the lawn, he notices something unusual. A birthday balloon swaying in the darkness. To break the tense atmosphere, he starts singing Happy Birthday. But what happens next is simply chilling.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Something just hit the balloon. The balloon just moved chaotically right now.
The balloon moves as if touched by invisible hands. Franco shines his flashlight, searching for an explanation. But there was no wind, no one was nearby, there was no reason for that to happen. His uneasiness grows. First the voices, now the balloon. Feeling exposed in the field, he moves on. But the feeling of safety kept slipping away. He activates the camera's night mode and sits in the darkness, trying to pick up some spiritual sign. Also trying not to be surprised by thieves. At that moment, his camera captures something terrifying.
Is there someone next to me? Here's that creepy statue.
Let's see if I can find it. Oh my god, how horrifying!
I just saw that it's wearing a Catholic necklace. It's scary in the thermal camera. Everything in the thermal camera is scary. Is there anyone who wants to communicate with me tonight? Now is the time to speak. What was that? I just found something on the thermal. I don't even know what the hell it was. Now is the time to talk. What was that?
Did you notice? Let's review. A dark figure moves between the graves and vanishes. Franco notices the movement, but he can't identify what it is. So he decides to switch the camera to thermal mode to confirm if it was a person. The result, however, is even more intriguing.
Now I'm in a different spectrum. I want to see if it emits any thermal heat. I'm not seeing anything. What the hell was that? Whatever it is, it stopped right there and it's kind of hiding. I just switched again, and what's creepy is that whatever it was that I saw, I want to try to see it again. It stopped here. It was something.
Nothing appears on the screen. Someone was hiding from him, or he really filmed an apparition. He decided to clear up his doubts. Franco cautiously approaches where he saw the shadow, but finds no one there. Feeling uneasy, he crosses the cemetery to find safety. Then he reaches a more ornate area, almost serene, but still with that heavy energy in the air. He keeps going until he comes across something that would leave him in shock.
This whole place is decorated to the nines. Hello?
Damn it! Shit!
Well, that's what's making that noise. Why would you do that? They posted a picture that looks like someone was hiding there. I still thought it was a person. Jesus Christ. This is messed up. They put a life-size image of this kid and it scared me. I thought someone was behind me. That touched my soul. The thing is, even though I saw it and it scared me, for some reason I was expecting to fight with him. It's just a piece of cardboard. Sorry, I don't want to say anything, but you really scared me.
Near a grave, there was a life-size cardboard figure, probably placed there in tribute to a child buried in that spot. But who would come up with the idea to do something like that? The scene gives Franco chills. Trying to stay calm, he remembers his goal to spend the night in the cemetery, but the tension was already suffocating. He decides to move to another area, looking for a more distant spot to breathe and regain his strength. But what would happen next would make him abandon the exploration once and for all.
I have to turn off this flashlight. I really hope you heard that. It was incredible.
A scream pierced the silent night. There was no doubt. Franco was not alone. Following the source of the sound, he reaches an old mausoleum, isolated from the other graves, and it was there that he saw her again.
That's the mausoleum. What the hell is that? I just saw someone sitting there.
A shadow was moving as if trying to go unnoticed. Was it the same one I saw a few minutes ago? Let's check the footage.
That's the mausoleum. What the hell is that? That's the mausoleum. What the hell is that?
Convinced by what he saw, Franco didn't want to risk anything. The darkness gave way to his survival instinct. He began to slowly back away, moving away from the place.
I'm not going back there. It's too dangerous. There are too many people there. But I definitely saw something black. I'm pretty sure that's probably where the screaming sounds are coming from. It was probably the same lady or the same thing I saw crossing the street last time during that walk in the middle of the street.
It was probably trying to get my attention since I came in and shined my flashlight a few times.
At this point, Franco realized that it was too risky to continue. Unsure who or what was there, he ends the exploration. He ran to his car and left the cemetery, heading straight to a nearby hotel, where he finally felt safe. When he posted the video days later, his followers were shocked by the experience. Franco himself confessed that he is still haunted by the memories of that night. Was it just someone trying to scare him? Or does a dark presence really exist in that cemetery? Maybe we'll never have the answers. The important thing is that Franco came out unharmed, but he made a vow. He would never return to that place. This episode serves as a chilling warning. Never let your guard down when you're alone, especially in a place where silence hides secrets. Dustin from the Dog Vlogs channel on YouTube posted a video on May 27, 2020, where he joined his friends Z and Ethan to explore a huge abandoned mansion hidden in the middle of the forest. They would soon realize that this wouldn't be just any exploration. With sunset approaching and a heavy silence around them, They walked through the snow toward the decaying building, not imagining what they would find inside.
This place looks amazing. This place is really big, guys. Very. There are a lot of animals in this place. I've already heard coyotes coming from here. Over here, there's a big fire. Burn. I'm gonna take a quick look in here. A really big animal came in here. I don't know if it went out. It's a little gross, but I really hope the animal's not still in here. Hello. Alright guys, we're taking our first steps in right now. Whoa. This place seems pretty nice. Whoa, you even have a sauna. Pretty sweet.
Although the atmosphere was strange and uncomfortable, curiosity and excitement prevailed. With flashlights in hand and cameras recording, the group moved into the mansion, eager to discover the secrets and forgotten history it might hold. Until then, there was no real danger, just the adrenaline of adventure. But that calm was short-lived, as it soon became clear this was no ordinary property.
There's a basement. We'll go down later. Nice kitchen. I like that the leaves are coming through the windows. It's just overgrown. Look at the staircase. Wow. Shall we go? Carlo, I just heard a noise up here. Barry. Carlo, just heard something from over here.
When no one answered his calls, the first hypothesis was that maybe it was just some animal hiding around there. That's what they wanted to believe. The last thing they wanted was to run into a homeless person or someone with bad intentions. Still not wanting to give up so soon, the three of them gathered their courage and decided to keep hoping for the best, but prepared for the worst.
Yeah. There's nobody even in there. Where's the... Is this true? Walking around?
The strangest part was hearing such clear noises with no explanation. Even so, Dustin and the others decided to explore every corner of the house before leaving. Curiously, after those mysterious sounds, everything went back to complete silence. No other disturbing event happened that night, and they left the place without answers. But the question always remains, what caused those strange noises? Was it just an animal hiding out of their reach? Or something much less explainable? Maybe a spirit still trapped within the ruined walls of that mansion? Thanks for watching this far. Only the brave get here. Leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the bell for more horror. Have some good nightmares.